Hello beautiful people, we're back for another episode of All Seasons Vegan, a vegan food journey. And today I'm at Coastal Black Winery. And this place is not just a winery. It hosts many events. And I'm gonna take you on a tour to see their pumpkin festival. They have a beautiful venue here, a corn maze, and lots of pumpkins, gourds, and squashes. I'm so excited to see everything. So come with me, let's go on a nice tour. Hello beautiful people, my name is Tammy Robinson. Join me on an adventure exploring beautiful farms, vegan restaurants and wineries on Vancouver Island while I cook up some vegan food inspired by these beautiful places. Thanks for having me, Justine. This place is absolutely stunning. I cannot believe how much work you and your family put into this. So when does the festival begin here?
This is our 10th anniversary for Pumpkin Fest. I can't believe we've done this for 10 years. Okay. We are opening the earliest we ever have this Friday. So September 23rd all the way to October 30th. Nice. And we'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I heard that you have food here. And I'm wondering, is it included in the ticket cost or is that extra?
So it is extra. So if you want to come and grab, we've got like pumpkin pie, apple pies, lots of like sweet treats as well as warm drinks to keep you going because as we know, fall can get a little chilly, but we can also get some really nice days. So we actually have like miniature donuts and our wine and cider garden so you can get a glass of wine.
Oh, yummy. Okay, and then there's something that I want to actually draw attention to, which is the family photo booth. And so can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, so you can be able to book photos to be able to have, and we actually have a memory wall showing like all of the years at the photo booth, so you can see our kids growing up from the age of like 11 months old now to almost 10.
I love this idea. One of my favorite seasons, right, besides Christmas, it's around Thanksgiving. So I'm really excited about this pumpkin festival, and what you've done here for the community is just incredible. All the work and passion and love that you've done here, it means a lot to the families and to the communities. So I'm really grateful that you've done this. But I have to ask you, with all the work you're putting into this place, what is the reason that you put all this work into something for the community?
Yeah, so I was originally a country singer, and I got my I got my first gig at a pumpkin patch, and they used to pay me in pie.
No,
yeah,
really.
So my husband and I just felt like our community needed another special event, and we just thought, why not a pumpkin festival? It was near and dear to my heart. The idea is just we want to welcome our home, bring people out to the country to make memories and enjoy the like fresh air and what basically.
There's nothing better than that. Nothing better than that. I absolutely love this. I grew up in the country as well, and just being out in nature, it's just so good for your health. It really is. And I'm so excited to get a tour today.
Okay, let's start.
Where do we begin? What are we doing? Like what do I expect?
So we're going to start going down the pumpkin path. We've lined all of our paths with our pumpkins, which are bright orange, so you can't miss them, and they're like the perfect fall decor. Okay. I don't know if you're going to try the slide, but if you are courageous, that'd be pretty fun. We're going to actually wander out to see the corn maze, and then we're going to go shoot some corn because the corn cannon's really fun. Take a little hay ride maybe, and then we actually have a little miniature village, which my husband's grandfather built. So it's a little western town. All the little kids love to get their photo there. And then as you exit, you'll actually pick your pumpkins there. So we have a variety of orange, greens, whites, those little tiny white ones that I know you have on your mantle.
Yes.
Yeah, they're really sweet. Yeah. And then obviously like sugar pumpkins and any squash if you want to be able to cook with them.
Okay. I'm gonna be grabbing some things and some corn stalks and some gourds. Probably not any squash today, a few pumpkins and a couple bales of hay.
I love it.
I love decorating like you, and I think we're like two peas in a pod.
I know, I'm happy we found each other.
Oh my God. Let's go, girl. Let's go. Let's go. Happy Thanksgiving! Welcome to my home, everybody. Come on. Ah, what a fantastic time at Coastal Black Winery in Pumpkin Patch. They've put so much work into setting up this beautiful place for the community, and I was just thrilled to go there and enjoy all the festivities. So today, because it's a Thanksgiving season, I decided to share something from my cookbook, and it's the Thanksgiving pumpkin stew. Well, it's actually Thanksgiving stew pumpkins. So there's no pumpkin in the stew, but the stew goes in the pumpkin, and it's really, really delicious. My mom used to make a stew, and she actually called it a broiled dinner. So it's very similar to my mother's broiled dinner, but now vegan. And I put it in the pumpkins, just so I could decorate the table really nicely for the family. So I'm going to share this recipe with you today. And to get started, we're going to have to prepare the pumpkins. So different types of pumpkins, it really doesn't matter as long as they're about 6 inches or smaller for this recipe and what it yields. And you want to make sure that when you select the pumpkins, that you select something that is fully ripened. If it's not ripened, it tends to get too watery and then it doesn't cook very well. All right, so you're going to preheat the oven for 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're going to remove all of the guts from the pumpkin and basically just cut off the lid, remove all of the seeds and the guts from the pumpkin, and then you're going to set it in the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. Keep an eye on it. It's nice to have some parts that are slightly golden and a little bit crispy. It adds a little bit of character to it. And then you'll just place that in the oven and we'll get started on the next part. 1, 2, 3, hey. So the next step would be to prepare the roasted vegetables. So for the roasted vegetables for this stew, I've selected turnips or rutabagas, white potatoes or yellow potatoes if you wish, and some field carrots. And you want to just basically prepare them by peeling and washing and then dicing the vegetables about dice size and just chopping the carrots like so. And then you'll be putting them into the pot and then filling the pot with water, with some cold water just slightly above the vegetables, and then you'll put them on the stove top and you'll cook them for 30 to 35 minutes. And for the stew, we would need to prepare a stock, and it's always about the fresh herbs. That's what really gives it those deep, rich flavors. And a traditional stew with white wine and fresh herbs, diced onion, and also minced garlic is what goes in this stock for starters. So I'm just going to peel these back off of the sprig, and you're going to chop about a 1/4 cup of this fresh rosemary, as small as you can get it, to really open up that flavor. Yeah, and then you'll begin chopping the rosemary nice and finely. And you're going to add about 3/4 cup of white wine to a frying pan. Add on about to that. And then 1 cup of white onions, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic clove. This was from Shamrock Farm. I'm still using that delicious garlic. It's so yummy. And then you're going to add the 1/4 cup of the herb. I'm just going to turn the burner up, and you're going to saute this for about 8 minutes just to open up that flavor and get that stock flavor sort of coming to life. I think that that's sauteed enough here to open up the flavors a little bit. Now we'll start to add all of the other ingredients for the stock. So we're going to add a 1/4 cup of the olive oil, and then you're going to add a 1/4 cup of any gluten-free soy sauce. And my favorite thing to add to stews is Marmite. If you haven't heard of it, you're probably not British. It's a British thing, and it's very much like Vegemite in Australia. It's basically an yeast extract, and it just really opens up those like beefy flavors. I hate to use that word, but it's very, very good for stews and soups. I absolutely love it. So you're going to use a whole tablespoon of the Marmite. And trust me, if you've never used it before in any of your gravies, even stews and soups, give it a try because it is life-changing for food. So you're just going to give that a nice little stir in. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of onion powder or dehydrated onions, your choice. And then a whole tablespoon of garlic powder. I know we already did 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, but this is what adds that extra flavor. A half a teaspoon of cracked pepper. A 1/4 teaspoon of clove. And a full tablespoon of cinnamon. These are the spices of harvest and Thanksgiving season. That's what gives it this flavor. And then because this is a delicious French dish, we're gonna add lots of butter. A half a cup of butter, and obviously a vegan butter for this dish. And fat is what makes food taste so good, right? If it has fat in it, I think I like it more just because of that. And then you're gonna add 4 cups of green beans that are chopped. Just remove the ends. And then 2.5 cups, or about 3 cups if you want to have more of a watery stew. I like mine really thick and rich. And you will just start to give that a good stir. And then you're going to simmer this for about 10 minutes. 1, 2, 3. So the stock is ready and the rooted vegetables are also set and ready as well. So I'm just going to add the stock to the rooted vegetables, and I'll just pour those right in, like so. And then you'll want to give this a really good stir. Smells so good. And then lastly, you'll add 2 cups of green peas. And we put them in last because we don't want them to be overcooked and lose their delightful green color that we love. Give that a good stir. And now we're going to add the thickening mixture. So you're going to have 2.5 cups of soy milk and 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour or gluten-free flour, whichever you choose. I like to sift the flour a little bit. It just prevents a little bit of the lumps. So you're going to add that to the soy mix and begin to whisk. So just make sure there's no lumps. And then you're going to add this to the pot. There we go. So give that a good stir. And then you're going to cook this for 5 more minutes before we're going to put this into the pumpkins. So now the stew is done, and now we're going to fill the pumpkins with the stew. This is the best part. I love this. So you'll want to choose pumpkins that are about 4 to 6 inches round. And we're just going to scoop the stew right into the pumpkin. It's so good. You know, like I could put this into a bowl, but why would I? It's Thanksgiving. We want to have these beautiful pumpkins. Can you imagine sitting down with your family and eating out of pumpkins? I love it. It's such a decorative statement. It's a conversation piece. Everyone will be talking about it, right? And then I'm going to take a nice sprig of the rosemary. We're just going to place this right into the dish. It's going to add a little extra flavor, but when your guests open it up, they see that beautiful rosemary on the top. You see? It's lovely. So you're going to put this into the oven and you're going to cook this for about 20 more minutes. So this is all ready for my guests. Well, at least this one. I've got this one done and I have 5 more to prepare, and my family is coming over today. I'm super excited, but I just wanted to share with you some of the decorating that I was very inspired to do this year. So I'm going to show you the table and my mantle, as well as the prints for the menu for the Thanksgiving meal. So you might find that the entire menu is a little bit much to make for start, but you know what? Eventually you'll get through the entire menu and then you'll want to put it on a print. At least I would. I like to have a menu on the table for guests to see, to get their palate excited, and just to get thinking about what they're going to be enjoying for dinner that evening. So I'm really excited to have this lovely meal with them. So I'm just going to show you the table. Let's have a look. Here's the menu I was telling you about, and soups is the start. So for this menu I have pumpkin bisque, pumpkin ginger curry. It's delicious, and then it's the pumpkin stew that I just made today, as well as the French tourtière. That is the main course. This is actually a tradition in my family as well. The French tourtière has a fond memory, and in my cookbook you will see a nice little story about my dog eating all the pies one year. Keep your eyes on the pies, guys, just saying. And then there's lots of beautiful desserts for this season and a nice hot pumpkin spice latte at the end. But I wanted to just draw your attention to this. So I like to make up little quotes or just little sayings, and I like to put them at each setting. So for this one, for example, eat pie, drink wine, and be thankful. I like this one. And another, today I am thankful for pies and stretchy pants, because let's just all agree that, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of those holiday seasons, you're just filling up lots. So you got to come with the stretchy pants. And I'm all set for that. And I like this one that I thought up too. Let's begin by taking a smallish nap or two. So I've added those to the table. I picked up these beautiful linen napkins from a local place called Rally Co. It is just a lovely place. If you're in Courtenay, BC on the main road, you need to see this place and go check out her stuff. I decided to put a little bit of pampas grass, just inserted that right in there, and then these beautiful wooden beads. And I think it just really brings this little napkin to a just like decorated state. And I also selected some frosted glasses for this seasonal table as well. And gold and also a gray tint is what I chose. I went with a blue theme, bluish gray theme for the pumpkins this year. And then these were a gift from my last house in Sterling, Ontario. And my good friend decided to gift me these. These are antiques and I just love them. And this is what actually inspired this entire design palette for this year. And then for this season, I decided to go, instead of white pumpkins or say this color palette, with a little punch of orange, that traditional pumpkin color, and that just sits right in the middle plate. So this is the starter for this menu. And now I'm just going to bring you right over to the mantle and show you what I did there. The living room. We're going to be spending some time in here with family, and I love how this living room has come together for Thanksgiving. I've really thought a lot about it and what I wanted to actually put in this space. And when I came from Sterling, Ontario, I had some old antique doors from the 157-year-old stone home. And these are the windows here. And they were just so beautiful. All I had to do was just wash them. Window panes have been changed over time, making different colors of hues of pink and blue, and it's just phenomenal. Something so old and vintage to be able to put this in this space. I had a friend come here from Ontario to frame each of them out in some beautiful crown molding, and I'm really happy with the outcome. And it really doesn't need much else than just a wreath of the season, and I do plan on swapping these out for Christmas and Easter and summer and so on. The pumpkins obviously came from the pumpkin patch today, and Justine and her family, they helped me get all these pumpkins, and they just look so lovely. I love the white and I love this greenish blue, and I really think it helps bring this gray tile just to pop into those pumpkins, and they play off of one another, and I love it. And the focus of this mantle, for me, the focal point is give thanks. And I'm a little bit teary-eyed, but this is a wonderful season, and I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for this show, and I'm really glad you got to come into my home. So, thanks for coming, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. Again, thank you for coming, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.